Welcome, everyone, to the official debate section of the Charter Review.
10-5 touchdown, Kansas City!
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Mason, the pull-up jumper, yes! And Kansas will win it!
I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
All right, guys, welcome to the first episode of the Not Exactly Experts podcast, where we might not actually be experts in anything, but I promise we'll always have a good opinion. I'm one of your hosts, Rambo, joined by my co-host, the one and only Fox. Fox, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience what this podcast is going to be all about?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Rambo. So we will be debating and discussing pretty much any and every topic under the sun, and hopefully a few of them interest you guys. Anything from sports to current events in the headlines, or potentially something like what you can and can't say, or maybe should or shouldn't say to your spouse. So at the end of each podcast, we're going to open things up to voting and see how many votes I win by over Rambo. So Rambo, why don't you go ahead and tell them about kind of how the voting will work?
Yeah, so voting will be done on a couple platforms, guys. We've got a Facebook page. If you want to look us up there, you can literally just search Not Exactly Experts Podcast with no space. Should take you to our Facebook page. So we'll get a poll going on there after every podcast episode. So feel free to vote on there. We'll also have a poll on Twitter. So our username handle, whatever you want to call it, there on Twitter is @FoxandRambo. So that's what you can use to search for us on there. And then again, you guys can vote on there. So if you got both, you can vote twice. Feel free to do whatever you want on that. And don't let him fool you. I'm probably going to get the majority of the votes. I'm pretty confident on that.
Well, let's go ahead and get started so we can prove that false, I guess, yeah. Rambo?
We'll see. So
all right, introduce us.
Yeah, so the topic that we came up with, we have a lot of topics we want to talk about, but the one we came up with that is a current event that just kind of happened. You know, I was scrolling Twitter the other day and I see the most ridiculous thing.
I can't believe this is a thing.
I know. So Justin Bieber, if you guys haven't seen, he called out Tom Cruise on Twitter, said he wants to get in an MMA fight with him in the octagon. He's calling him out and he wants somebody to put it on. He thinks he's going to beat the crap out of Tom Cruise. So we've decided to take this on. And we're going to debate it. So I think Fox, he's sided with Tom Cruise, which was just a bad decision.
It's a given.
It's not.
It's a given. There's literally, there's no possible way.
There's a lot of ways. So I'll give you a little bit of what I'm kind of thinking. So first off, really what I want to know is this real? Like, does he actually want to fight him? Or is this just a stunt?
Why else would you put it out? He's either trying to get publicity, but it is completely random. Like, where do you even come up with that? Did he just watch Top Gun or something?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. So
and does he know, does he even know that the movie was made 30 years ago?
He probably doesn't even know the movie. So that's what I want to know is, like, I think the listeners and everybody on Twitter, we're just confused. We have so many questions. Why do you want to fight? Why Tom Cruise? Why are you picking someone 30 years older than you? First of all, that's kind of the first thing I came up with was Justin's 25. Tom's 56.
The first thing
like trying to fight your dad.
And he would get whooped, I'm telling you right now. So to kind of catch everyone up, if you didn't actually see the tweet word for word, he says, I want to challenge Tom Cruise to a fight in the octagon. So octagon meaning I believe like the UFC MMA type fighting, right? So he says, Tom calls him out. If you don't take this fight, you're scared and you will never live it down. Who is willing to put on the fight?
I am right now. I don't know what it costs, but I'm so in.
I could take him.
Dude, no. Well, you do work out. You could. Are you talking about Tom or Justin?
No, I'm not. No way I'm taking Tom. Justin, he's 5'9", 145, maybe dripping wet.
I did look that up too. Tom's 5'7", 170.
Yeah, so Tom is built. He's stout.
He's stout, but
And
That
Justin's
brings
the
up
string
an
bean.
interesting conversation. This really has nothing to do with whose side I'm on. Would you have ever thought that Tom Cruise was 5'7"?
No.
Which I'm impressed amazingly that nobody would really think that, because when you watch his movies, again, he's in all these action movies, badass, kicking people's butts. Like, you would never think that he's probably the shortest guy on the set.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously they have to get in short actors, I would think, to work with him, because you
They
wouldn't
either
think
do that, they either do short actors, or everything on the set is really small. Like, I don't know. Surely they don't do that. But I didn't realize he was so small until I remember seeing him on that Oprah episode. This is way back when he got up on the couch and was like shouting about how he loved Katie Holmes or whatever.
Yes, and when he walked behind the couch, you couldn't see him.
Exactly. He disappeared. So I don't know if you've seen Tom Cruise with his shirt off recently.
It's not
But it's
exactly
not.
pictures I search for.
Yeah. Me either. I may have seen some when I was doing a little bit of research on this topic. It's not real pretty. I did see the most recent Mission Impossible, and he does have his shirt off on that one. And gravity's starting to take its toll.
He is 56, though.
He is 56. So all I'm saying is Justin Bieber's 25. He's in his prime. So,
Prime for what?
he's got energy. He can go for days. So he could probably just run around that octagon for, I don't know.
That's the only way,
20
is
minutes.
maybe if he just runs away. That's his only chance. Have we talked about the fact that Tom Cruise does his own stunts?
So I'm
This
glad
is
you
a known
brought that up.
fact. This is a known fact, right?
It is a known fact. He loves to do his own stunts. I will say that he's an actor. So, Fox, I don't think he's actually fighting anybody. I wouldn't be surprised if he's never fought anybody in his entire life. Justin Bieber, he is kind of an idiot. So I can tell you right now, he has gotten in some fights, just probably from saying something stupid out in the club or whatever he does. I don't really know. But I guarantee he's been in some street fights. One thing I will tell you, I did see, the dude got arrested. So Beeves gets arrested. It was for a DUI, not a huge deal, but obviously he got booked, went to jail. Did you see his mugshot? Have you seen this?
I haven't.
The dude is smiling ear to ear, like he's as happy as he can be.
I think
To
he's
be
happy.
in jail.
Probably because he got there safely without getting his rear kicked.
Oh my gosh. So to me, when I see that, he's crazy.
Look, I
He's
saw the
got a
same thing
crazy
too.
side.
I saw the same thing too. He gets a DUI in, I don't know, 2014, 2015. He's arrested and charged with assault. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, he's a fighter. He's charged with assault after hitting a minivan. So quite honestly, he feels comfortable going after the soccer moms.
Now
And I think it stops there.
That's profiling. How do you know it's a soccer
Soccer
mom?
dads, soccer moms and soccer dads.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That is the more politically correct way to say it.
Can we go back to Tom Cruise? Mission Impossible. Like 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10.
I've seen
However-
him. The
however,
dude
there's like
does some
42 of them.
stunts. I will give you that. The guy can make an action movie.
Let's talk a little bit about, okay, so we're talking about the movies that he does his own stunts for, like
He does.
hanging from planes, climbing super high towers. Have you seen the rock climbing scene in, was it Mission Impossible 2?
I've
Right?
seen it.
So I'm going to butcher the last name, Alex Honnold. He's the guy that free soloed El Capitan.
Yeah.
So there's a YouTube video where he reviews basically movies, rock climbing scenes, and this is one of them. And I will quote, Tom Cruise hangs, right, from one hand, does what he calls a reverse iron cross, which is probably the same move he's going to do to Justin Bieber. And he calls it so rad, and he says his technique is pretty legit climbing. Now, does this translate to fighting? No, not really.
That's my
But-
question.
But I'll tell you
And-
what does. I'll tell you what does. So first off, let's talk about endurance. And when you're getting hit, you're getting punched, you're getting kicked, which I don't think Bieber's used to, right? The only
He's from
thing
Canada. So
Canada.
yeah, I know.
So you like syrup?
I'll give it to you. I mean, I can't defend Canada at all. Tom actually was
Bro-
born in New York.
Okay, there you
So-
go. Born in New York, broke his
I'll give
freaking
you that.
ankle recently by his last movie. Broke his ankle doing a stunt. Finished the stunt. If you haven't seen that, check it out on YouTube. Doctors told him, from when I was reading, he would not possibly ever run again. 6 weeks later, the guy's sprinting on the set.
So what you're telling me is he's frail, right? He's just breaking limbs. He's breaking his ankle.
If you want to do jumps from building to building, 15, 20-foot jumps from building to building and break an ankle, if you're frail, I guess, I don't know.
I get it. I just keep going back to, you're talking about Mission Impossible 2. I think that movie came out when we were in high school, which was a good amount of time ago. So I don't know. I can't use that as justification.
Let's talk Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher was recent.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It's a good movie.
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good. It's got a good little story to it. I mean, if you like the Mission Impossible movies, I think you'll like Jack Reacher. It's a typical Tom Cruise movie.
So my understanding is the training that he got from doing that movie is from a guy named Andy Norman, co-founder of, and I'm going to butcher this,
Probably.
Casey, I don't know, some type of fighting method that's going to whoop Justin Bieber, as well as now he has Defense Lab. So what my understanding is, the result is from these fighting methods, right, that he's done, are action sequences that not only look real but could easily work in real life. I'm just quoting what I've been reading. How is Justin Bieber even going to go against someone who's trained Liam Neeson, who we obviously know would kick everybody's ass, and Tom Cruise? He has no chance. It's game over.
First of all, Justin was taught by the street of the hard knocks. So I just don't, one thing I did notice too.
He was signing a proactive deal and doing nail polish lines in 2010.
You know what? You got to do what you got to do for money. He had to make some money. I can't defend that either. That's ridiculous. Beebs. What? One thing I will say though is he's been in the media recently for depression, and depression's real. I mean, obviously that's a mental health illness thing that he's going through. He's kind of been outspoken about it. He's been going through some stuff, and I'll tell you, I don't want to mess with anybody that's battling depression, because they could go off the wall and do just about anything. And then I saw the Odds Shark thing. Again, for you guys that don't know, Odds Shark, they put out national odds on mostly sports stuff, but anytime something like this comes out in the media, they give odds for who's going to win something, and he's favored, which then kind of took me back for a second. Like, what do they know that we don't know? Like, maybe Bieber can do this.
I don't get where they're getting their numbers from. I don't understand it.
Some nerd in some basement, he must love Justin Bieber's music. And he's
Who
like, oh, yeah,
in the right mind honestly thinks that Justin Bieber could beat Tom Cruise?
I don't know. I don't know. I know I have to take his side on this, but I don't know if I can, in my right mind, like you just said, take his side. So let's flip the script, because I don't know if I can really, like I said, take Justin Bieber's side as much as I want to try. I'm lying. I'm lying to you, America. I can't take Justin Bieber's side. So let's talk about this for a second. Who would you take in a fight against Tom Cruise that isn't not Arnold Schwarzenegger, not somebody that's like just a beast physically? Let's think about that. Is there anybody off the top of your head that you think, yeah, this guy could beat Tom Cruise?
It makes me wonder, like, what did Matt Damon learn in all his Bourne movies?
Ooh, see, I think that's a better discussion. Could Jason Bourne take on Ethan Hunt?
There you go. Now we're talking. This would be a good fight.
I think. Who would you take?
I'm just still going to take. What's their age difference? I'm still leaning toward Tom Cruise simply because of all the training he's had, the work he's done with Andy Norman. He literally has legitimate defense and fighting skills that he's acquired.
Yeah. I can't discount that. I'm just trying to think. I'm literally like in my mind, I can see every bit of the movies just rolling through scene by scene. I'm trying to think who's going to win this fight.
He's obviously had training as well, because I would presume he does some of the fighting that's in his movies. And he's 48 years old, by the way.
Yeah, so they're relatively close. Man, that's a tough question. I think deep inside me, I still want to take Tom Cruise. But I think it'd be a way better fight than Justin Bieber. So somebody should propose that on Twitter. And just
what if we added 2 more people to the mix?
Oh God, I love where this is going.
Let's add another 48-year-old. Marky Mark. Mark Wahlberg.
Okay. Who else you got?
Well, first off, how's Mark Wahlberg do? Where's he come in at?
Now, Mark hasn't had the action movies. Like, I can't put it in my mind that he's going to go out there and do some crazy move and take these guys out. But I think he's physically more fit and probably capable of beating somebody down than those two probably are. Because I'm thinking of Mark Wahlberg. He's jacked. Like, the dude works out. He's got huge arms.
He's massive. Have you seen his gym?
I have not seen his gym. Those are not things that I search. The
I think so he's got a pretty nice gym, works out all the time. Have you seen his routine, his schedule? He gets up at like 2 or 3 a.m. and works out.
I have read that, and I love sleep. Like, you have to hate sleep if that's what you do. Unless, I guess I haven't read the whole thing. Like, does he go to sleep at 3 p.m?
I guess a little bit later, but he definitely gets less sleep than probably what you and I both do.
Like, you think he goes to sleep at 6, 7?
I forget what his schedule is.
Because you can't tell me he's going to sleep at, a normal 9, 10 like most people, waking up with 4 hours of sleep and going to work out. Like, I think I would die.
For his age, it's impressive. So let's add the last one in. Let's add
I'll tell you. Clearly, what I'm learning here is I wouldn't survive 30 seconds with any of these guys because I'd be sleeping.
Well, I was going to add one more guy in, the name that we all think of when we think of Fight Club, Brad Pitt. Man. 55. He's 55, by the way.
So we've got Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt on the bottom.
Brad Pitt's at the bottom. I think I probably agree with that.
I just think he's more of a, I don't know. I think Fight Club's the only thing I can think of where he's physically.
Wait, is Brad Pitt below Justin Bieber? See, in my opinion, those are 2 closer fights. Brad Pitt and Justin Bieber.
Brad Pitt's going to win.
Okay. Then Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg.
So, better question. Who could Justin Bieber beat in a fight? That's a short list. So, yeah, give me your top. If you're going to, again, list, we got Tom Cruise, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt. Who's at the top? 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you got?
I'm picking the guy who does his own stunts. Tom Cruise. He's been trained by one of the best of self-defense. So I'm taking Tom Cruise. I think a close second, and maybe it's a close second and third. I think Mark Wahlberg squeaks out second place just because of his mere strength and fitness level. Then Matt Damon comes in third. Jason Bourne comes in third.
All right. I feel like Matt Damon just got screwed. I mean,
Marky Mark is a big boy.
He's a big boy. I wouldn't want to mess with him. I'd potentially put Mark at, I think I might put him at the top of my list. And the only thing I'm thinking is, like, again, are we talking about their characters, or are we talking about Ethan Hunt, or am I talking about Tom Cruise? So I'm talking about Ethan Hunt. he's not losing to anybody. I've seen him in every situation possible that is impossible, and he gets out of all of them.
I don't know. I think it's even closer if we talk about movie characters. Jason Bourne's a badass too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think we always equate them to their movie characters. So I don't know. If we're talking movie characters, Ethan Hunt, and then I think you got to take Matt Damon's, whatever his Jason Bourne, and then probably Mark Wahlberg, just because I can't think of any real crazy movie where he's out. Besides maybe the new Transformer movies,
I feel like Jason Bourne though is fighting more people, like more hand-to-hand combat, where Ethan Hunt is just doing crazy stuff that really isn't applicable to kicking someone's ass.
Yeah. Are we talking about just a physical fight, or Ethan Hunt can use everything in the room to do whatever he needs to do?
Everything in the room, Ethan Hunt wins. But if we're still talking this,
He's
in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably Jason Bourne. I'd have to take him. Yeah. I feel like this is much better than who wins between Justin Bieber and Tom Cruise, because we all know Tom Cruise is winning that fight. The good money, I don't care what Odd Shark says, the good money is on our man Tom. I don't care.
Tom Cruise for the win.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, to finish this thing up, I know we've had some good discussion about Bieber and Tom Cruise, but one thing we want to try to do on this podcast is just give some ratings to some local businesses, maybe some electronics that we've tried out recently that we love. Whether it's maybe a restaurant that we think is awesome. We want to give some local shout outs and stuff like that. So one thing I did recently for my birthday was I went on the Boulevard Brewery Tour, which was so cool. I don't know if you guys have ever been on it, but it is pretty neat. I would highly recommend it. One thing to know about it, guys, is you can't buy tickets online. You got to go there and buy them, but they're $5. It's a first come, first serve type of thing, but I highly recommend it. If you got a free Saturday, you're looking for something to do, great idea to go down there, and you get to taste some good brews. They give you kind of the background and the story of it all. It's really, really neat. You get to see where it all kind of started and began. Fox, you ever been out there?
Nope.
So he can't shed some light on it, but I thought it was neat, guys. Like I said, I'd highly recommend checking it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give that a solid 9. I would definitely go back and do it again. Loved it. So, Fox, why don't you send us off with whatever you got?
So let's finish off with a quick lightning round. Just a few topics, this or that.
Okay.
To close things out. Ice cream or cake?
It's got to be ice cream.
I agree. Ice cream's good, especially in the summer. Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you mix it? Like if you have cake and ice cream, do you put them on the same plate? I actually prefer splitting them. I don't like mixing.
Yeah. I mix brownies and ice cream. That I'm cool with. I like the hot and the cold. That does it for me. But I'm really not a big cake fan, to be completely honest. I know that's weird, but
really, what kind of cake's your favorite if you did go with it?
Red velvet.
All right, not bad. New or refurbished?
I already know where you're going with this. I would say I tend to want new.
No.
If the price difference isn't outrageous, like if you can get something refurbished and it's way discounted, I'm with you. Why not? Right. And typically if you get something refurbished, it's got a good warranty on it too. So, yeah, that would make sense. But if it's like $10, $20, maybe even $3 difference to get it new, sometimes I just like that. I don't know what it is about me, like taking something new out of the package. It just, I don't know.
It feels good to get new. Most refurbished stuff, though, comes as if it's new. The thing I also like is it likely, especially if it's electronics, right? It likely was checked by someone and didn't just come off the factory line. It has the same warranty. It's cheaper. Just go blow your money.
I know.
All right. Last one. Game 6. Warriors or Raptors?
Oh, shoot. It's at Golden State.
It is at Golden State.
I'm going to say Golden State. I think they're going to take it to Game 7. And I think...
Even without KD?
I think they're going to rally for KD. They're a band of brothers. They're going to rally. I mean, they've proven they can do it without him, right? KD's one of the best in the league, but if anybody can do it, I'm going to take the Warriors. I think they'll take it to Game 7. I don't know if they'll win Game 7, but I think they can win Game 6.
I agree with you. Last game in Oracle Arena, I think Warriors win.
Yep.
Game 7, though, I don't know if they can do it. So we'll see. Game 6, we both agree.
Can we take a second to talk about one thing, though? You watched the game last night, right?
I watched the fourth quarter.
What in the heck was the Raptors coach doing taking that freaking timeout at the end? So they just went up, what was it, 7, 8, 9 points? I can't remember. Kawhi Leonard went crazy for 3 or 4 straight possessions. I think they were up at least 7.
They had massive momentum. I thought the game was over.
Massive momentum. I thought the same thing. And then he takes timeout, and I'm literally sitting here screaming, what? What are you doing? Which I wasn't cheering for them, but like just a spectator, I like to see people do things that are smart, and that made no sense to me. I didn't get it at all.
Maybe he's
they
not
came
exactly
out
an
flat.
expert.
Yeah, I'm not exactly an expert, and I'm not sure that coach is either. Right?
What happens after the timeout? Warriors go on a run, win the game.
Yeah,
and move on to Game 6. They could have closed it at home right there.
Yeah, I think the Raptors scored like 1 or 2 points after that. It was bad, and the Warriors kept giving them chances, and I think they just lost all momentum. It was terrible.
All right, so thank you everyone for tuning in today. We really appreciate you listening and joining in for our discussion on the Bieber versus Cruz fight that will likely never happen, but if it did, obviously Cruz wins. And we'll catch you next time. So Fox and Rambo checking out.
That's right, Team Bieber right here.
No way.
See you guys.